Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for watching my artifact analysis presentation. Firstly, I'd like to acknowledge that this presentation was recorded on the traditional lands of the Kaurna people and pay my respects to Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people, both past, present, and in the future. Stern believes that schools and communities are deeply responsible for bridging the gap between equity of Indigenous and non-Indigenous students as children begin to notice and question cultural aspects of others by the age of 4. The artifact I have chosen to discuss is written by author and football player Eddie Betts. It is titled My People and aims to educate children on Aboriginal culture and our First Nations people, elders past, present and in the future. Rap and rhyme are used alongside modern and colourful illustrations. These illustrations are relatable and aim to engage children. The illustrations include children wearing traditional ceremonial clothing and football guernseys, and are important in educating students in diversity, equity and inclusion, as they distort the line between stereotypical misconceptions that all Indigenous Australians are the same. Rhyming words with Indigenous language, like the one shown on the screen, are spread throughout the book, and used to captivate young children as well as help children make connections to the meaning of the text. This helps the students to create an understanding of the differences and similarities in cultures and builds on students' inclusive linguistic abilities. The Australian curriculum states that around 25% of primary school-age students learn English as an additional language or dialect, and this figure includes Aboriginal students. The narrative discussed throughout the book can be linked to Wagner's virtual school bag. This theory involves the idea that all students come to school with a metaphorical backpack. They are full, yet different. It's important to look at what they do have in their backpack as opposed to what they don't have. The United Nations Convention on the Rights of a Child, Article 14, states that children have the right and freedom to think and believe what they want without limitations. Children are able to practice their religion as long as they are not stopping other people from enjoying their rights. Article 29 states education should develop each child's personality and talents to the full. It should encourage children to respect their cultures and other cultures. This convention is supported by the book as the themes of kindness and accepting all people regardless of what they look like on the outside is repeated several times throughout. The book also demonstrates diversity and inclusiveness as the students learn about treating others how they would like to be treated. Caroline Shields, a social justice theorist research, believes that building strong relationships with children is the heart of educational equity, and that teachers should focus on improving and transforming the injustices felt by minority groups. Key points in Goal 1 of the Melbourne Declaration and educational goals for young Australians include providing all students with access to high-quality schooling that is free from discrimination based on culture, ethnicity, or religion. They also ensure that the learning outcomes of Indigenous students improve to match those of other students. My artifact enables teachers to adhere to the Melbourne Declaration and educational goals for young Australians by demonstrating diversity and inclusiveness and encouraging acceptance of different cultures. The artifact also assists teachers in key points in the Victorian Education Department Human Rights and Anti-Discrimination Policy by creating a sense of belonging and engagement for students from all backgrounds. The benefit of this artifact includes acknowledging and valuing cultural differences between students. It avoids racial stereotyping. It builds a culturally inclusive learning environment that supports the understanding of diversity, and it's well structured with repetition and a rhyming rap. The literacy is supported with modern and colourful illustrations. Whilst the chosen artifact is a valuable resource on its own, there are several limitations if the teacher does not follow it up with discussion and other lessons. These limitations include not all diversities, cultures and disabilities, such as seeing, physical and mental health, are addressed. While it does address parts of the Aboriginal culture and our First Nations people, elders past, present and in the future, there is still a significant more education needed for students. A video of the story being read out loud in both languages could be a great resource to differentiate and diversify the teaching strategy to meet the needs of a broader range of students' abilities. I would support this artifact with other activities such as a classroom discussion with the prompt, What is your religious and/or ethnic heritage? I would like to finish with this quote from the author, Jesse Jackson. Inclusion is not a matter of political correctness. It is the key to growth. Thank you.